Okay, how y'all doing today? We're going to talk about a couple of the products, as well as go through the process of actually assembling a grill. First, we have the syringe, Luer Lock syringe with the needle tip, and also the WeldOn number 4, which is what I primarily use. Has a working time of 1 to 2 minutes. Fixture time, it just means you're holding it for about 3, but usually I count to 30 seconds and I'm pretty good. And it has a 80%, gets to 80% strength in 72 hours. But in all reality, it's done in a good 20 minutes when you're done applying. But for full strength, yeah, you need to wait a little bit. But for stuff like this, for grills, it's good to go. I can usually assemble, let them sit overnight, and then ship the next day. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So of course, there's links down below for all this different stuff. The Luer Lock, I like these. This is a 5cc or 5 ml syringe, and it is a flat cut tip. So I'm not going to poke myself, right? And I'm not going to scratch anything with it. It also allows for a nice even flow when it comes out. The WeldOn stuff, one of the nice things that I do with it. So when you open up the can, when you get it, typically just has this thing right here, this piece of metal, and I want you to pop that out. I don't do that. As you can see, I take a straight pick and I just punch a hole right through the tip or the top right there, and it's plenty big enough for me to drop the syringe down into it. Less possibility of spilling and making a mess, and makes it very easy to fill. Just tip it over and draw back. And I'm good to go. And then always put your cap back on, because the stuff does evaporate pretty quick. That's the other reason for only having a small puncture hole at the top, less chance of evaporation. Set that aside. Always have a trusted razor blade, because you're going to have to pull masking off if you got masking somewhere. But these are all the layers. So basically we have 2 different matching pods here. I'll show you how it breaks down. There, that goes there, goes there, that goes there. These 2 go like so. So we end up with our back layer, which is drilled and tapped. Another spacing layer just for the thickness or the thickness of the driver itself. Some require it, some don't. It just depends. A little trick I like to do to help apply the glue or the cement is all these little itty bitty holes that I've got in there. We've got our magnet layer that'll sit on top of there. And then of course, also have, if I can get it, there we go. This layer, this is the 0.03, super thin stuff. So this actually gets bonded over top of the magnets. And that's why you never see a magnet. Once it's painted, finished up, you never see the magnet. So that's, and then this is the ring to go around. The grill will snap inside of there with a little bit of a gap all the way around. To allow for material or paint or whatever you decide. And then the grills, same sort of process. We have bottom layer, the next layer which holds the magnets. Then we will have another layer to protect the magnets and keep the magnets down in there. And also you notice this is cut just a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. That's just, I'm giving the top layer, which is the mesh layer, a little bit more support. So when this goes on and it's glued together, it'll all look like that. nice and thin, and then that'll snap right down in there. So I'll start to glue up here. I'm sure I will speed up the video because nobody wants to watch this in real time. It's not a super long process, but it does take a little bit of time. And you just have to always remember where you're at in the process. And if you don't, you'll put stuff together backwards, or you'll have magnets in upside down, and nobody wants that. The best part, that sound right there. You can kind of see maybe on the camera if we get in tight enough. A little bit of a gap I got around there. That should be enough for vinyl to wrap around, or paint. But you don't need it to press fit. I mean, that grill's not going anywhere. It's just not. All right. Pop it right back out. Obviously, when this is all done, you know, when you're done with it, this is going to be fiberglassed into something. You'll take this will be painted, round of the edge, whatever you want to do. And when it's together, you won't be able to reach around the back and push out like I just did. So you'll take a small plastic panel tool, or, you know, some people call it the Joey tool, the skinning tool, whatever you want to call it. And you'll just come in there. And I don't have one sitting here. Otherwise, I was going to show you. Maybe my tweezers will work. But you'll just come in on the edge, and you'll be able to lift up and pull it out like that. Just appears when I put it over here, doesn't it? Not holding anything in my hand. But yeah, that's it. So that was just one grill, one pod. I still have the other pod, the other grill. So I'm not going to bore you with watching that. But if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. The links for everything that I've used as far as the WeldOn 4, and I'll put the link for WeldOn 3 in there, the Luer Lock syringes, and the needles that I used. That'll be down in the comments below. And thank you for your support, and thank you for watching.